Yeah, Young OG, Blair, Thomas, and Magic. Subscribe now, watch us live lavish. We got Brooks, now we live, and we bringing major vibes. Up City and Alliance, we taking off flying high. Follow us now for guidance. Up City and Alliance, Up City and Alliance. We got the best advice, keep it real, no lying. Up City and Alliance, Up City and Alliance, Up City and Alliance, Up City and Alliance. We got what you need, Up City and Alliance, Up City and Alliance, Up City and Alliance. Oh no, oh no, oh no, oh no.
All right, it is the Obsidian Alliance. Happy Friday once again. We're here to talk to you about something that's going on in the game right now. We got Megan the Stallion, talking about her situation with Tory Lanez, Mr. Chicks Tape. We have our own ideas about what's going on, and now, of course, Tory Lanez done dropped Daystar, his album, and there's a couple shots on there talking about the whole situation. So we're going to take a little dive deeper into that. Mr. Brooks, start us off.
With that being said, there's his side, her side, and the truth. Are we going to ever find out about the truth? Who knows? But I'm not the one that usually go too far into celebrity stuff, but this one is kind of like, let's talk about it. Because, with the whole thing, R.I.P. to Breonna Taylor, everybody's been chewing, well, mainly females, or chewing Tory Lanez up and talking about, oh, you're the black man, but you want to do this, but then you did this and you hurt her, blah, blah, blah. But it's just like, I don't know, because the story's not adding up. Megan hasn't really said nothing. Yeah, she sent the picture. But then it's just like, why would he waste his time to do a whole album to say he didn't do it or indicate he didn't do it, then also say that he cared for her, So it's just like, who knows? But out of all the songs, the one that caught my attention was Sorry But I Have To, which is, I think, the longest song on there right now, where he did take a couple of shots at some people like J.R. Smith. And it's just like, what did they have to do with the situation? But I guess he was taking shots because of all the people that, was taking shots of him on social media when the whole thing broke. But it's just like, I just don't understand if this is a publicity stunt. And if so, it's just like, do they not think that if they're both lying, that they might lose fans, might lose money? Whoever is lying or whoever's telling the truth, who's going to lose their fans and lose their money? But it's very interesting that this is going on right now.
Now, as far as Megan the Stallion goes, we have no proof of her lying so far. So I can't call someone a liar when I have no proof of a lie so far. Now, as far as her losing a fan within me, nah, because she gets the girls moving, so I'll still be a fan. But it would just make me wonder, like, if you, not saying you didn't get shot in the foot, I'm saying you got shot in the foot. What would make you blame Tory? All things, if y'all were not strangers. You guys were hanging out, like y'all were friends, like. This was established that y'all hang out. So I don't like the whole notion like it came out of nowhere. Like I just saw him at a club. No, y'all were hanging out. That's what happened. Now on the flip side, you have a point about Tory Lanez. Why go through all this length to say I didn't do it and you did it? But there's a chink in that armor, sir. Very old case about another trifling person, O.J. Simpson. He got acquitted of all his crime, but yet he keeps trying to talk about it, keeps making books about it. And it's just like, well, if you didn't do it, Why you keep
Ain't that the
trying?
name of the book though? If I did it, or if I didn't, it was
If
something
I
like
did,
that.
yeah, if I did it, and it's just like, bruh, you make yourself look sus. And now even with,
Well, sir, like they said, if it don't fit, you gotta quit.
I mean, yeah, they also say no glove, no love, but now look at everybody getting pregnant. So anyway, but like you have a bunch of examples, especially. I don't mean I hate to pull this card, especially with black men in the industry. Um, they seem to have their mistakes always publicized in the public, and it gets turned into like it's like everybody's job to like just tear them down to the core. And there's only one black man that I see that rose above all that, and not even really Michael Jackson. And it's because honestly, his fan base just ain't black. If his fan base was just black, I think those child molestation things would have come to surface more often, you know. But because he's loved universally and, you know, world round, they talk about it, but it's not something that people like, oh, like that's what he did. Like Michael Jackson is loved mostly, even with the mistakes he may or may not have made. And
Mm-hmm.
that's the thing. Like with Tory, you know, you got the chicks tapes, you got the boy got bars. Boy does have bars. I'm not gonna sit here and flex. But if this was a publicity stunt by either one of them or both of them, it's just dumb, especially dealing with guns right now in a time like this.
Yeah.
Black Lives Matter and the protest. We're talking about gun violence in the club, and then and that's the thing. I'm not saying Tory Lanez don't live that life, but a lot of people in the game they talk that life, but they're not about that life, and there's a difference. And I think shooting a sister in the foot doesn't really prove that you're about that life if you did do it. Like,
If you did do it.
yeah. I wish both of them the best. I hope the truth does finally surface, whether Megan tells it or Tory tells it. Somebody tell it so we can get the full fledged story. I am sorry that Megan got shot. I'm glad that she's okay. And Tory, if you did do it and you just did it like as in you were aiming at her like that, that's a bitch move. I'm sorry, I'm just gonna say that's a pretty bitch move. I am. And then for you to make an album about it like you didn't do it, like
And if you end up doing it, it's just like, yo, so what was the whole point? To
right.
lie and keep it a lie? Like, if the truth comes out and you lie, your whole album's gone. I'm sorry.
I'm pray for both of them, for real, because I don't know what's gonna happen with all this. I really don't. But I know, bet money Megan Thee Stallion make a album or 3 or 4 songs dedicated strictly to this incident. I guarantee you.
I don't know, because she's been, like I said, very iffy about speaking on it. She made the post on Instagram and the pictures and then took it away. And then she responded to the fans, calling them, be like, you guys are sad that you guys want to see me down, even though, he said in one of the songs, if I shot you in the foot, how it didn't hit no bones or tendons and you're able to, which is like another thing that makes you question is just like, if you got shot, how were you able to go on these yachts and do all these things and still go around twerking and make the WAP video? Because that was around the time I think that she was making the video. It's just like, yeah, you can heal, but to heal that fast and no major damage, it's kind of like, what's going on? But if she did, kudos to her. Kudos to the doctors that helped her and told her what to do, But it's just like I said, I don't know who to believe.
She was healed in Wakanda, but Major Vibes, you said you look like you was about to say something.
Yeah, man. I turned to a detective. So speculate what happened. This is what happened. They're leaving Kylie Jenner's party, They're probably drinking,
Obviously.
Oh, they definitely was.
I guess Tory was in the back seat chilling, He pulls up and see Meg tell her hop in. You know. She hops in. I think he might have had, I guess, a firearm. I think he probably misfired. Maybe. I don't think he tried to point it and just say try to rob or or play. I don't know. I don't think he would play with a gun. But I think that gun did misfire and it ricocheted and hit her in the foot. I do believe that.
That kind of makes sense because if you do have a gun and you aim it at somebody, the
Yeah.
foot.
Yeah, you put a hole in that foot now. And I seen her foot and it hit the heel. But it wasn't really.
It didn't look like it went through. It looked like it was like a graze, maybe.
Yeah.
So I could kind of see where you're saying where it's like a misfire, whether he had it out or not.
Mm-hmm.
And then another thing that also interests me is just like whether she wants to protect him or not. Once a gun goes off and you're a black person in America, you usually get arrested and sent to jail.
And she tried to avoid that. I think she tried to avoid that. She was like,
he went to jail, but I don't think he stayed that long because, it was still a firearm. So he still got in trouble for that. But you hit somebody and you were still able to come out within a reasonable time.
Yeah.
Regardless, she wants to say he did it or he didn't do it or it's an accident. It still went off. It was still supposed to be concealed because if you have a weapon, you're supposed to conceal it. It shouldn't be out in the open. So it's just like, what's going on?
She got to the police and said, I don't know, she stepped on glass or something like that. She lied. And
but then,
she said she was scared and she didn't want to go to jail or something like that. And like she thought the police were gonna kill her or something like that. That's what she claimed.
But then there's also the dark side to this, where it's like the toxic traits of people, and I don't know how long it takes some people to mature out of it, but it's just like you guys been hanging out with each other. You should know each other's toxic trait by now. If he's toxic and you still hung out with him, or the other way around, she's toxic and you still trying to be with her because he was still saying that he wanted to be with her even though all this stuff was going on. It's just like, why is it toxic traits that keep people in now instead of actually being caring and loving for each other nowadays? Also, hold on real quick. Another thing that came up as I was looking into it was the whole situation with Ari and Moneybag, and people were shooting at Moneybag. And it's just like, that he's not liked by so many people. Out of all the guys you could choose, why choose him? Then you also have, what's her name? Lori Harvey. She ain't with Future no more, but I mean, Future has a lot of toxic trait. It's all over the internet. It's all over everywhere. This is something you should have known, and now you want to call it quits. Same thing with Cardi B. Y'all relationship was somewhat toxic. He begged, you took him back, and now you want a divorce. So it's just like this toxic stuff that we do amongst each other, and we need to find a way to work it out and get over it and learn the red flags and leave earlier than to stay and prolong it.
Girls love the toxic.
Well, if you want to know more about why people like toxic traits, you should check out our video, about toxic traits. Identify your own. That might be what attracts people to you. You know what I'm saying? I think what it is, especially because not to put them all in the category, but Future and Moneybag Yo and Tory Lanez, it's the bad boy look, like someone who's always rapping about F the police and drug dealing. That life or that facade of a life excites a woman outside the norm because, they think men like us wouldn't know anything about drug dealing, but little do you know. But anyway, before we reveal some stuff, I don't know what you're talking about either. I don't know what anybody's talking about. But the point is, I think it's something about that thrill of, I guess, the whole Bonnie and Clyde thrill. Like, I'm gonna hold him down and he gonna hold me down, and he gonna teach me how to shoot, and he gonna teach me how to move work. And all meanwhile, y'all just Netflixing and chilling and popping Percocet, Molly Percocet.
Hey man, the true Bonnie and Clyde is Remy Ma and Papoose.
Nah, the true Bonnie and Clyde are dead because they just rode for each other until the point where they got shot up, 300 times in a buggy vehicle. So,
Queen Slim.
I mean, hey, listen.
Yeah.
You can ride for whoever, die for whoever, but once you die for whoever, understand that's it. It's over.
You ain't coming back.
You ain't
Game
coming
over.
back. Game
Wasted.
over. But it's. I think honestly, I think Megan probably honestly, for some reason, I don't know why I think this way. Maybe because I feel like she's a little bit of a nerd. I thought she would be a little bit more careful about the men she chooses or men she chooses to hang around. But then again, maybe Megan's not even looking for anything. Maybe Megan was just having fun. Another celebrity and
bodyguard with her when she all that happened. She obviously didn't have a bodyguard when all this happened.
Yeah, like Megan Thee Stallion's just been a free bird. She's been doing this and and she hasn't had to be afraid. So maybe wherever she grew up in, she's from Houston, right?
Yeah, I'm not.
Yeah, so like from Houston, maybe she didn't grow up in the rough part of Houston. Maybe she was in the suburbs.
I don't know why, but females kind of adore when they get ignored for some reason. I think because let's go back to toxic traits. If you ignore them or stuff like that, they love you even more. I kind of you should pick up on that. Like, hey,
yeah, you ain't lying. And
That's
I think we all been there.
Mm-hmm. And
I know I definitely have been.
That's so weird to me. Why would you want to? Why would you?
More if you just ignore them and just treat them bad and
God forbid you actually care about them and try to show them. It's just like, X him out.
Yeah.
Delete. Backspace. But how do you think? Well, actually, Vibes, you asked a very important question. If the truth were to surface, regardless of which way the truth goes, whose career is more at stake? Is it Megan's or is it Tory's?
Tory's. Does all right, there's a movement called Protect Black Women. Of course, y'all heard of it, right? We should protect Black women at all costs. Right now, he's the poster boy of not doing that, right?
Yep.
They think, man, you see how they were like going against him? I would make a song too. I would too. And publicity is like for him, he's using it to his advantage to put out more music because you don't know how it can go left for him. It can definitely go left with his case.
Can I say something about that though?
His career's gone.
And I hate to bring these up, and I hate to bring these up. I'm gonna bring them up. You thought Chris Brown was done when he beat the crap out of Rihanna. You thought R. Kelly was done after he peed on a 14-year-old girl. Both of them came back for a little bit while longer.
I feel like they are singers and rappers are different, bro.
Chris Brown raps.
But he also is a singer. When it comes to longevity and stuff like that with singers, they last a lot longer than a rapper will. A rapper will, of course, Tory Lanez sings.
But,
has that
I was about to say he does both too.
Yeah, he does. And yeah, them Chits tapes are pretty tough. I enjoy them. We all enjoy them. But I kind of realized this when it comes to the shelf life of a rapper. They have about 3 to 4 years where they making it through. Then after that little wave, their little wave is over with. It's kind of harder for them to come back. But as for a singer, all they really need to do is it's not the same. It's not the same game. I still see Tory Lanez more of a rapper than a singer. How about y'all? Me.
First time I heard him, he was singing.
So for me, he's both for me. Because like you said, the first time I heard him was when he was doing the singing stuff. And then when I found out he was rapping too, I was like, okay, that's what I'm talking about.
And
so
And the thing about it is, you know, people do messed up stuff all the time, and I want everybody to understand this. Like, I'm not saying Tory Lanez needs to pass. If he did it, and y'all have proof that he did it, then yes, he needs to either face charges and go away, and do your do your due diligence when it comes to Tory Lanez. But there's another side to that. Look at all the people who have done worse. You got full-blown rapists out here in the game who y'all still listen to. Full-blown cheaters protect black women. Full-blown people that do wrong, that don't take care of their children, that don't take care of the house, and they're rappers, singers, entertainers, comedians, whatever the case may be. So if you're going to crucify Tory, make sure you keep the same energy with the rest of people, because it's so. You know what's really funny? I was
so along that line, crucify Tory, but I want to know if everybody's going to have the same energy if Megan is the one who lied.
No, they're not.
Because I don't think it's going to be the same energy.
They're not. And it's because we live in a world of double standards. But it's not right. But
double standards. I like that.
Yeah, I mean, and it is what it is, because nothing happened to the women that lied on Bill Cosby. Then again, I guess he did have 30 or 40 of them that he really did do. So I understand. I'm not saying, like, I don't want anybody to get it twisted. I'm not saying any of these men need a pass, but also keep the same energy if a woman is lying, or if a woman is not moving right, doing the right thing. Keep that same type of energy, because understand that whatever the truth is, because don't nobody know but them. And that's the thing. I don't care who wants to come under these comments. Well, if you read the article and this and you read it. No, you weren't there. You were not there. So until Megan Thee Stallion and Tory Lanez both say, you know what? This is what happened. It's matching up. Boom. We have a story.
That or the police report.
Police report, exactly. I don't want to hear it.
Something. Yeah,
I don't trust neither one of them.
Because if this doesn't go and get cleared up, guess what? It's gonna 2 months or maybe even a month. Ain't nobody gonna remember it.
Oh no, they'll remember Tory. They'll remember Tory Lanez. They'll remember that.
You think he'll do jail time?
If he did it, I hope he does. Because why did you have a firearm shooting at a female? You know, or even pointing it at her to the point where it went off and hit her in the foot.
Right.
Because if you was aiming it at her and you accidentally hit her in the foot, who's to say that he wasn't aiming somewhere else that could have been
fatal?
Yeah, you know. So,
devil advocate, how you know a car didn't pull up and they got shot at, or they heard shots fired, right?
We don't know. We don't know.
I know Tory wasn't being trying
protecting
to be
himself
and just messed up and kind of hit her.
We don't know if it was the friend that was there with them and set them up. We don't know.
Nobody knows, and that's the problem. When all these stories come out, there's just a lack of information and a lack of accountability on both ends.
And also the problem is once one story is told, that's what everybody goes by. So it's
again, people, man. I am saying this is how I feel. I'm glad Megan's okay. And I honestly, in all God honest truth, I hope she is telling the truth. I have no reason to think she would lie. Now, as far as Tory goes, this album stunt and doing all that, because the timing seems too perfect for an album. That's what's bothering me about Tory's part. It's too perfect, because
the fact that it didn't take him that long too.
Like he had it waiting. Like he just had it wait. And that's that. Like, you just look sus right now, my dude. You look sus. But we're gonna leave it up to you guys. You tell us what you think in the comments. You tell us what you
Comments down
may or
below.
yeah, what you may or may not know. Leave a like, leave a comment, share, subscribe. You know the deal. And this is the Obsidian Alliance. And as always, if you need guidance, seek the Alliance. Peace.